Hey, thanks for joining me for this episode of A Drink from Upstream. Today I want to bring you to the book of Romans, first chapter. And the Apostle Paul is writing to the church in Rome that he has never actually visited. He does not know these people personally, but because of the calling that God has placed upon his life, he desires very much to have some interaction with them. And in the course of him sharing kind of an open-hearted introduction, he talks to them about how he constantly is praying for them. They are on his mind on a regular basis, and how this is one of the things that he says. He says that he's hoping that it's the will of God for him to visit them, for him to be able to travel to Rome and have some interaction with them. That's interesting, right? Here's the Apostle Paul, and we would think as an apostle that he would always absolutely know what the will of God is, but here he seems to hope that it's the will of God. So he has his own desires, he has his own thoughts and things that he wants to see happen, but he's not entirely sure. And of course, this would be a very good thing, but he's not entirely sure that it is the will of God, but he's hoping. And along the way, in the course of his journey there, he does find out that it is the will of God, but he gets there in a way that it wasn't necessarily predictable if you're familiar with his journeyings toward the end of the book of Acts. But nonetheless, he's praying for them on a regular basis because they're on his mind, and he has this desire for them. In fact, he uses the word longing. He has a longing to be with them. And boy, that's really kind of an important aspect of the life of somebody who is a follower of Jesus Christ. There is I was going to say a natural longing, but I think it's a supernatural longing. I think it's something that God places within the soul of a person who is following Jesus, that they actually have a longing to be with the church, with other believers on a regular basis. That's a supernatural longing within those who follow Jesus, that they love the church and they want to be with other followers of Christ. And then he tells them why. And all of this is coming from Romans 1 verses, I think it's 9 through 12. He tells them why. He's saying because he wants to impart to them some spiritual gift. He wants to invest in their lives, in their walk with Jesus. He wants to help them follow Jesus better. And again, a natural or supernatural longing within the heart and soul of anybody who's following Jesus to say, man, there's just something in me that wants to see the church succeed, wants to see the church make progress, and wants to see other believers do well. And then the last thing I would point out in this passage is that he talks about, so he wants to invest in them some spiritual gift. And then he talks about this sense of mutual encouragement, that he knows that he has something to bless them with, something to encourage them with, but he knows by his interaction with them that he's actually going to be encouraged as well. It's a mutual encouragement. There's a mutual benefit to engaging with the body of Christ or with the church. And this is the Apostle Paul, right? You think, well, he has the maturity, the intelligence, the education, the experience, all of that. Of course, he's got what he needs to follow Jesus, but he knows that following Jesus isn't a solo act. And he knows that he's not in this for himself, by himself, but he knows that it is a joint venture. And so there's this need for mutual encouragement. And so I would challenge you today that I want you to think about, do you have that longing? Is that something that you sense in you? And if not, you should make that a matter of prayer, because that's something that's missing in your soul. You need the body of Christ. You need to be with the family of God on a regular basis. And the other thing I would encourage you with or challenge you with is this. Somebody needs your encouragement. Somebody needs, and yes, you will be encouraged by them, no doubt, but somebody needs your encouragement. So take a few moments at the end of this video, take a few moments and maybe pray and say, God, who is it that maybe needs some encouragement from me? And if somebody comes to your mind, maybe shoot them a text or give them a phone call or pay them a visit, and just see what sort of encouragement can't be shared between you. That's it for a Drink from Upstream today. God bless you.